Hey students, in this video I'm going to explain how to multiply and divide rational expressions. From your notes, we had several examples. One of them was this one that has already the factored form of the numerator and the denominator. So a couple of steps you need to remember here is to always check if you have the factored version of your rational expressions. So step number one, factor, if possible. If it's already factored, then you already saved this step. Now that we have the factors, the second step is to simplify. So when we simplify, we want to reduce any common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So whenever you have the same factor on the numerator and denominator, what happens is that you end up with a 1-to-1 ratio, which is a 1. So for example, like any number, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So same thing with factors. Whenever you have x plus 2 as a numerator and x plus 2 as a denominator, it creates a 1. X minus 3 in the numerator, x minus 3 in the denominator creates a 1. And then x minus 4 in the numerator and x minus 4 in the denominator creates a 1. So this results in a 1-to-1 ratio, which ends up being just 1 as an answer. And again, by doing this, we are trying to multiply. So that will be your third step. After you simplify, you want to multiply across. And as we notice, when the factors are eliminated, when there's nothing on the numerator or denominator, we get a 1, not a 0. So just remember that when everything reduces, you get 1, not 0. Just remember that part. All right, let's try another example. Another example on your notes was 3x squared minus 27 over x minus 3 times x squared plus 2x minus 15 over x plus 3. So on this one, again, first step is to factor. You do have to factor here. This binomial has a GCF of 3. So if you divide these by 3, you get 3 times x squared minus 9. And then this x squared minus 9, it's a difference of squares, which means we need to factor it even more to two binomials. X times x is x squared, and 3 times 3 is 9. So we end up with a positive 3 and minus 3. So this is the shortcut of factoring difference of squares. Find the square root of each one of these, put it there, and then plus or minus. So that ends up being your new numerator. And then your denominator, x minus 3, is just x minus 3. On this one, we do have a trinomial, and trinomials are factored using the strategy of drawing the x. At the top is a times c, so that's a 1 times negative 15. That's negative 15, and b is the 2, positive 2. What two numbers do you multiply to get 15? And when you combine is a 2, so that's 3 and 5. And to get a 2, we need 5 minus 3. So these numbers are the ones that will go in our factors, our binomial factors. When a is a 1, we end up just writing x minus 3 and x plus 5. And again, technically you're dividing these numbers by your a value, but when it's 1, they stay the same. All right, so now that it's in factored form, we are going to do the second step, which is to simplify. And if we multiply across, we're going to technically have a multiplication of all these in the numerator and then these two factors in the denominator. So we simplify by looking on the top and bottom, numerator and denominator. These two cancel, x plus 3 and x minus 3 cancels. And there's nothing else left in the denominator. So the numerator is the remaining answer. So 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 5. So this is actually your third step when you multiply. When you multiply across, you get these as an answer for this part. So this is the factored, excuse me, factored form of an answer. Sometimes they'll give you the standard form of an answer, so that means you're going to have to multiply these with each other. And when we multiply binomial times binomial, you can either do the loops of multiplying this term times these two, and then this term times these two, or you could do a box. So we do x minus 3 times x plus 5 with the loops or the box, you're going to get the same answer. So x times x is x squared, x times 5 is positive 5x, negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. These two are like terms, so we're going to combine those. And our final answer here for the trinomial that we get is x squared. 5x minus 3x is positive 2x, and negative 15. But this is just the trinomial you get from these two binomials. We still have that 3. So we're going to put the 3 in the front. And then now, to finalize this, we need to multiply the 3 inside. So our standard form answer will be 3x squared plus 6x minus 45. So that's standard form. I'm going to make a separate video for division. If you would like to see division, look for that video.